My name is Sandra, and I just want to talk briefly today about my experience as a partially sighted person undertaking a postgrad course in Trinity College, Dublin. I was born with a visual impairment, and in 2015, complications arose and I lost most of my sight. I was just about to start my undergrad in Trinity, and after researching the disability services, I decided to go ahead with the 4-year course. So I graduated in 2019 and took a year off. I then applied for an MPhil and was accepted happily. My own experience of the disability services and how they helped me was that a disability officer was appointed to me. Together we sat down, we discussed my disability and the types of supports I might require. At that stage, a learning educational needs summary report is produced, otherwise known as a LENS report. And basically this outlines details of your disability and recommendations for the types of supports and accommodations you will need during your course. In my particular circumstances, I was assigned a library assistant who currently can send me books from the library through the post on request. I can also request journal articles or sections of books to be scanned and sent to me electronically. I have technology support from Andrew, who's the disability tech support officer. Of course, in pre-pandemic times, Trinity campus can be a very busy place. And with that in mind, disability services provide a respite room where anybody who's registered with the service can book the room and take some time out to rest in a quiet space on campus. In addition to that, there is a designated library area for people with disabilities. And in addition, in my own experience, your disability officer is always available. You can make an appointment at any time to speak in person to them. You can discuss any ongoing concerns you may have or issues that arise. And things are very flexible in the sense that your LENS report can be adjusted at any time. Additional supports or accommodations can be added. And so it just makes life an awful lot easier as somebody with a disability.
Hi, my name is Susan. I'm doing a postgraduate in pharmacy in Trinity and I'm a registered user of the disability service. So I'm currently recovering from cancer treatment, and my biggest issue with return to study or on college is fatigue and fatigue management. So when I registered with the disability service, I was assigned a disability officer who's fantastic. I got to meet her and we went through, I suppose, my various needs or challenges. From that, I did a really good fatigue management program with the disability service. And I also found that the disability service, if you have any queries or questions or anything, they're a really great support team or point you in the right direction. As a registered user of the disability service, you get to take extra items from the library. You can use the Respite Room in college should the need arise, which is really fantastic. And you get reasonable accommodation during exam time. So to be honest, when I registered initially with Trinity, I was not very keen to register with the disability service, but I'm very glad I did. They're a really fantastic team and a fantastic support service that's there for you. So really well done, and thank you to everyone in the disability team.
Hello, my name is Claire and I am a first year English PhD student. My specialism is actually medieval English texts, and I only came to Trinity last term, so this is my second term here. I have depression, anxiety and dyspraxia, and even on a normal basis, those things can mean that I get quite overwhelmed, that I get kind of sensory overload, and that sometimes I can find it tricky to do as much work as I would like myself to do. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, which sits in a peculiar way with those three things. Relocating to Ireland in quite difficult circumstances at the end of last year was made so much easier by being able to access disability services. It's kind of helped me manage my levels of overwhelm, and I'm doing a lot of work sort of acknowledging places where if I have certain routines and habits and stick to them, it can help me keep up with the demands of the course. They provided something called a lens report that helps my supervisor and any other module leaders understand some of the barriers I face with work without directly disclosing exactly why. And I think I felt like that lent some legitimacy to sometimes me having to sort of say, I would like a little bit more time for this deadline, or I need a little bit more time to complete this task. And yeah, it's been really helpful. I'm receiving regular occupational therapy through them. It's helping me learn about myself and how I can adjust things to make myself the most productive. I actually find exploring the reasons why I'm facing certain difficulties really fascinating. And my disability officer recently completed specific training on dyspraxia. So that was perfect timing for me. I've had some support with using assistive technology, whether it's for organising my notes or supporting my everyday habits. They've pointed me to a couple of apps that I find really useful. There was some confusion at the start of the academic year with whether I was eligible for a laptop, which it turned out at the very last minute I wasn't. So that was a bit frustrating, but now I've saved for a new one and I can use the read and write technology, which lets me dictate my notes, collect notes from several different websites and documents, lets me tint my screen to reduce the visual stress that I struggle with. And overall, I'm really glad that I signed up with the service as soon as I got here. I do think that I would have felt much more adrift without their help, and having them there, I find them kind of comforting. It's a capable and well-informed and kind of caring point of contact, and I get on really well with my disability officer. So for me, it's been really positive.